Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of your Rise and Shine daily morning yoga practice challenge. So I am doing a voiceover for this video because I forgot to turn on my microphone. So the words will not match up to what I am saying on the screen, but I'm sure you'll still all get along just fine. So today's flow is called SASSY Stretching. You will soon find out why I decided to give it that name, but it's just going to be a little bit more fast-paced than yesterday, but still something you can do as soon as you get up out of bed in the morning. So we're going to get started in a Supta Badakanasana. So lie back down on your mat. Just let your knees fall out to the sides. So don't need to put any extra pressure into this, just let the knees fall out as they do. And then just start to bring the awareness to the breath, so you can start to notice the rise and fall of the belly as you breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth to start with. And then you can continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So just really feeling those hips open. Palms can face up towards the sky. Maybe deepening the inhales and the exhales and breathing with sound. On your next inhale, you're going to use your hands to assist your knees up together. And then you're going to hug both knees into the chest. And just gently start to circle your knees away from one another. So again, we are opening up the hips here. So drawing them out to the sides and then back into the centre. And then just making sure you change direction. And then hug them in nice and close. Wrap your arms around your knees to pull them in a little bit tighter. And then we're going to rock and roll ourselves up to a seated position. So you can do a couple of rock and rolls, engaging that core. And then we're going to come all the way up and cross the legs over into our hands and knees. So we're going to do some cat-cows here to warm up the spine. So you guys know what to do here. Drop the belly down towards the mat and the heart and the tailbone lifts up. If you want to, you can exaggerate the movement like I have decided to do in the video and push deeper into the arms, and then as you come up, rotate the body backwards so you're kind of making a wave-like action with the body too, and then maybe go in circles side to side also. Just getting into all those little cracks in the body that we often neglect here. So this is a very nice little warm-up stretch to do as soon as you get out of bed. And just making sure you do the circles both ways if you have decided to exaggerate the movement. So just a couple more breaths here. Really get into those shoulder blades, so pushing up into the shoulders, and then as you come back round, pulling the belly button up towards the back of the spine. So now we're going into a wide leg child's pose. So the knees are as wide as the mat, the toes are touching and the hips are coming down to the heels. And then your forehead is coming down towards the mat. And maybe just wriggle into this position as it is in the morning. Just warming up our bodies nice and slowly. And then either the forehead is on the mat or the chin is on the mat. On your next inhale, lift yourselves up to hands and knees. Then we're going to tuck the toes under and find our first downward facing dog. So come into it with a back bend here. So drop the belly down towards the mat and then lift the tailbone up nice and high. Then you can adjust the feet, and you are welcome to keep the knees bent for the entire time. Or you can start to push the heels down, or maybe walking your dog, so straightening one leg and then bending the other. Just really getting into those hips here. So now we're shifting, bending the knees nice and deep, shift both hips to the left. Push the legs to the left, and now switch over to the right side. So you're pushing your tailbone all the way over to the right, bending into the knees. You should just feel a deeper opening through the entire body here. So just changing up our downward dog a little bit. Getting deeper into those hips. And we're also getting into the side body here. And then maybe just wiggle those hips. Left and right, left and right. And then again, give them a little shake and a wiggle. And then we are going to step the right leg forward, but bring it right to the nose and then step it in between the hands. So we're coming into our low lunge. So lift the arms up nice and high. Make sure the hips are square. So you can give a little self-adjust here. Bring the hands to the hips. Make sure they're both parallel. And then sink the hips forward and sweep the arms up even higher. You want the shoulder blades to be rolling down the spine, so away, pulling down away from the ears. Then we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the right leg. And then you can heel toe the right foot out a little bit and maybe come onto the right side edge of that leg and wiggle here into your lizard. So just getting deeper into the hip flexors here. So then you can use your hand on the right knee just to push it open a little bit more. Just be gentle here with yourself, especially if you're doing this first thing. Now we're going to sweep the right hand all the way forward, lift it up towards the sky and open it up towards the back of the mat. Then we're going to sweep it back round towards the front and then sweep it all the way back to the back of the mat. So really opening up into a twist here. Then maybe you have the option to pick up the left foot and grab it with the right hand. This is quite advanced, so don't worry if you can't access it today. Then sweep the arm forward, place it on the inside of the right foot. Then frame the right foot, and we're going to walk the right foot across your bodies to find your pigeon. So to use your fingertips to adjust you into the position. The hips can fall over to the right, but if you can, try and keep them square. Grow the torso up nice and tall, and then maybe walk the left leg further back as you get deeper into the posture. Then you have the option to walk the hands further behind and come into a gentle back bend here. Then bring the hands in front and then you can recline into your sleeping pigeon. Just melting your heart down to the mat here and just enjoy the opening of the hips. On your next inhale, slowly, no rush, just bring yourself up. And then when you're ready, you put the weight into your hands as this is going to assist you back up. So tuck the left toes under and then twist round to the right. So your right foot is in against your left thigh here. And we're going to come to a side stretch here. So sweep the left hand across to the right leg. And the right hand comes all the way up overhead. Elongating the side body here. And the right hand comes up and it might just stay up towards the sky, but if you do have more flexibility, then you can reach for the left toes. And then you really want to twist yourself open here, opening your heart up to the sky. So you can use your left elbow against your left knee to twist your body open. Then slowly bring yourself back up through centre. Place the right hand behind you, twist the body round, and then find your plank position when you are ready. And then we're going to wave the hips back to find downward facing dog. Again, bending into each leg, just giving them a little wiggle. And then again, just shaking out any built up tension. Step to the top of the mat or jump. So we're coming to Malasana. So the feet are coming to the outside of the hands. So bend the knees, look between the hands and jump. Land the feet on the outside of the hands and sink the bottom down towards the mat. Bring the hands to heart center. And then you can use the elbows to assist the knees away from one another. And this is going to create more space for you to get deeper into your yogic squat. So just take a few releasing breaths here. Inhale through the nose and then you can sigh out through the mouth. So now we're going to activate our Malasana. So we're lifting the bottom up a little bit off the ground, a few inches, and then raise it up and down. So like you can see me doing in the video. Don't worry if you look a bit silly, no one's watching you. So just keep doing it a few more times, really engaging the glutes, and then maybe doing it a little bit faster. Amazing. Then open up that chest one more time, pushing the knees away from you. And then we're going to lift up. So power into those feet and push the body up into a forward fold and heel toe those feet closer together. And then just hang down here in your ragdoll. So just let the neck completely relax here. Then we're going to step back to downward facing dog. This time the left knee is coming into the chest, nice and close, engaging the core, then land it in between the hands, lower the back knee down into low lunge. Again, making sure those hips are square, so bring them to your hands to your hips and then lift your hands up to the sky, and then you can sink them down deeper into your low lunge. Then bring both hands on the inside of the left foot and then heel toe the left foot out to the left side edge of the mat to make room for your lizard posture. So again, you can move the hips side to side just to get deeper into those hip flexors, and then maybe coming onto the outside edge of the left foot, but only if this is okay with the knee. Then we're going to sweep the left hand forward and then sweep it towards the back of the mat, gazing to your left hand. Then sweep it all the way forward and then open and twist to the back of the mat. Maybe grabbing your right ankle with your left hand and pulling it towards the bum. But remember, this is an advanced posture, so no worries if you can't access it today. Then sweep that left hand to the front, heel toe the left foot across the body to find your pigeon posture, and then shuffle that right foot back. Use your hands to assist yourself into the correct alignment. When you're ready, maybe walking the fingertips behind you and opening up the heart, coming into a gentle back bend. And then lower the body down towards the mat to find your sleeping pigeon. So just again melt away into the mat and just enjoy the hip opening here. Take these moments to reconnect to your breath if you lost it previously. On your next inhale, slowly, no rush, bring yourself back up. And then I'm not going to be facing you anymore, but we're going to shift our bodies round to the left side to find our seated side stretch Janu Shirshasana variation. So this time the left foot is touching the inside of the right leg. Engage that right foot so the toes are flexed, pointing up towards the sky. And then grow the left hand up tall on the inhale. And then reach the right hand across to the left leg And then either staying in just in this variation, which is more than enough, but if you do have the mobility and flexibility, then feel free to reach over for the right foot, and then you can use this connection to pull against your foot with your hand, and then use the right elbow against the right knee to push the heart up towards the sky, coming into a twist. So just really feeling the left side body open up here. Then when you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up through centre, turn the body to face the front of the mat, and then you can pick up the left knee to the chest and shoot it back to plank. Then shift the hips back and find downward facing dog. So now we're going to jump to the top of the mat, so bending the knees. We're coming to find our Malasana again. So sink those hips down in between the feet. And again, using the elbows to push your knees away from you. And then you can sink a little bit deeper. Maybe this one's a little bit easier than the one we did before as you've opened up the space. Then we're going to power up through the legs, push up, lift the hands all the way up to the sky, and then bring them down to your sides. Bring those feet to touch. So toes touching, heels slightly apart. We're going to sink down into our chair posture. So sweep those hands up nice and high. All the weight is in the heels, so you should be able to lift the toes up if you asked. And then we're going to rotate the hips from side to side. This is just going to really engage the core area, and I like to do this variation as it distracts me from the pain of being in my chair posture. And then exhale, release into a forward fold. And then we're going to sweep all the way back up to your chair. We're going to step that right foot back and open up to our warrior two. So opening up the hips here, bending deeply into that left knee, arms come out long, shoulders roll back away from the ears down the spine, and you gaze over your left hand. Coming to reverse our warrior, so sweep forward and then reverse backward. And then we're coming to side angle pose, so allow the left elbow to come onto the left knee, sweep the right hand up towards the sky, and then come back to your reverse warrior, and then back to your reverse. Maybe the left hand comes down to the mat this time, open up through that heart space into your extended side angle posture. Frame that front foot, lower the back knee down, come to find your low lunge. Then bring those hands down, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes under, and then we're coming to find our plank again. So just take one nice deep inhale and exhale here. Then we'll lower the knees to the mat, the chin and the chest, push the feet away, lift the body up into our Cobra so the shoulders come up first and they roll backwards down the spine. Push open that heart space. Then lower your torso down towards the mat. Shift the hips back up to our child's pose. So walk those hands nice and long in front, and then the forehead or maybe even the chin comes down to the mat. Lift the body up, tuck the toes under, find your downward facing dog. So now we're going to jump to the top of the mat, look between the hands and jump. Forward fold down, knee to nose, then sweep the arms up, sink those hips back, and find your chair posture once again. Then we're lifting up the left leg, so we're repeating this flow on the other side. Open up into warrior two. So the hips are open, sinking deep into that right knee. Arms are long, shoulders are rolling back down the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Flip that front palm and reverse backward, opening the heart up towards the sky. And then come to find your side angle, so lifting the left hand up nice and high. And then we'll reverse, so finding your reverse warrior. Heart shining up towards the sky. And then come to find your extended side angle if you had the space in the body, so lowering the hand all the way down to the mat and then opening up the heart space here. Bring the hands down towards the mat, lower the left knee down, sweep the hands up into your low lunge. Hips are square here. Bring the hands down to frame that front foot, tuck the back toes under, find your plank posture. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the mat, so you can do chaturanga here. Come to find upward facing dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. Then we're jumping to the top of the mat, come into your forward fold. Then roll the body up nice and slowly, head and neck come last, shoulders roll down the back of the spine. So, when you guys are ready, we'll stand at the top of the mat, toes touching, heels slightly apart. Inhale the hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Come to halfway lift so that heart shines forward, hands to shins or hands down to the mat, to your choice. Then we're going to jump back to plank, or you're welcome to step. Roll the body all the way back to your downward facing dog. Heart melts towards the knees this time. Then roll on the toes, wave that body forward back to our plank. Then we're going to wave again, but we're going to dip the belly down and come to a back bend. So if you want to rewind, you can look at the difference between the two waves, one's with a back bend and one's with a back bend, one's with a rounded spine. Then we're finding our star, so the knees come to the chest, place it on the outside of the left hand, lift that left hand up towards the sky, and then we're going to flow here, so bending into the knees, opening at the heart, just really feeling it opening through the entire body here. So you can do whatever you want here, just as long as you feel the action. Bring that knee back into the chest and step back to plank, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So the left knee comes to the chest, step it to the outside of the right hand, and the right hand lifts up and opens into our star. And then we are flowing here. So again, bending into the knees, or you can just bend into one knee and then the other, or just stay static, just taking it what level you'd like to take your practice to today. Then frame that front foot, pick it up, shoot it back to plank. And then we're rolling the hips back up to our downward facing dog. Then we are going to look between the hands and jump to the top of the mat. No, we're not. We're coming to seated. So cross the legs over, come to seated. Starting to warm down now. So coming to Badakanasana, bring those feet together. And then we're just going to wiggle the hips. So move those legs from side to side, just gently opening up. And this should feel really nice, getting into the groin area and the outer hips. Then we're going to come to a passive version of Badakanasana, so push those feet forward, make a diamond shape, and then just lower the body down into that space that you've created. So just connect to your breath here. Nice long deep inhales and exhales through the nose. And then when you're ready, slowly lifting the body up, no rush. Then we're going to hook the two peace fingers around the big toes. Hold out that left leg to the side, engaging the core muscles here. So it's okay if the knee is bent. And then the other side, so no worries if you fall backwards, it's just a little bit of fun here. And then we're going to do both. So stretch out those legs nice and long, trying to straighten them if you can, and trying to hold the balance here, so it is a little bit of a challenge. So now we're going to fall forward, so no worries if you face plant, just take it easy, don't headbutt yourself, and then let the legs come down, and then let the heart come down towards the mat. So you can keep the fingers wrapped around the big toes, or you can release them, it's up to you. Just keep those legs engaged here. So if you choose to let go of the peace fingers around the big toes, then it's going to be more of a challenge because you're using your core strength to hold you up into the position. You can even make it harder by having the hands out in front of you. And this is just really helping the hip mobility. Draw that body up nice and slowly. Draw those feet in together, cross the legs, and then we're just going to take them out in front. And then engage the core and lower yourself down and try not to beat me down to the mat. And this is going to get really into those deep core internal muscles. Then relax yourself all the way down to the mat. We're going to find a happy baby, so grabbing the outside edges of the feet or the two big toes is up to you, and then you choose if you want to stay static, or you can rock side to side, you can roll over to one side, or shake the legs out, straighten them out, bend them, just doing whatever feels nice for your body. So taking any last final movements before we come down. Maybe straighten them one more time, then hug the knees back into the chest. And then let them go down out long to the outside edges of the mat into your final relaxation posture. So the palms are facing up towards the sky, the chin is tucking slightly towards the chest as this just elongates the spine. And then just do a little quick body scan, making sure you're not holding on to any areas of tension. If you feel that you are, then just breathe into this area with a nice long deep inhale, and then on the exhale try and imagine it releasing its grip on you, even if it's just a tiny bit. So I'm going to start to bring the practice to a close, but feel free to stay in Shavasana for longer. So we're going to stretch those arms up overhead, pointing or flexing the toes, making yourself into its longest, deepest expression. And then when you're ready, pull those knees back into the chest one last time. Pull them in nice and close, and then bring yourself up to seated. No rush. And then just close your eyes. And we'll take one last releasing breath all together when you guys are ready. So we'll take a nice long deep inhale through the nose and then sigh it all out through the mouth, making whatever noise you like to. So inhale, hands up nice and high. And exhale. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much as always for flowing with me today. Let me know how you got on with day 2, and then I look forward to seeing you guys on the mat tomorrow for day 3 of your Rise and Shine challenge. So as always, if you're not already subscribing, then please press subscribe. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye.